Good Saturday afternoon, everyone. It's 21 News Chief Meteorologist Eric Wilhelm here. A 48 hours out update on the eclipse. What can we expect as far as the weather goes? And we'll talk about some of those maps I've been posting as well. Let's start out with a look at rain. And thankfully, it's not going to rain, I don't think, for the eclipse, but there will be some showers around overnight Sunday night and into Monday morning. Heading out the door Monday morning. It's not going to be much, but a sprinkle, a shower here and there, 7 or 8 a.m. on Monday. But the most important forecast is, of course, for the afternoon. This is right around eclipse time. Here's 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock. Any showers at that point should be out to our east across central parts of Pennsylvania. So the showers should not be a problem. What about clouds? That's still a tough question, even 48 hours out, trying to predict cloud cover when it's a borderline situation like this. This isn't an obvious just a dead overcast day. It's not an obvious bright and sunny day. It's kind of somewhere in between. So that makes things a little bit challenging. Here's a look at one short-range computer model, and each box is representative of a different level of the atmosphere, the moisture at different levels. So up here would be low clouds. In this box, kind of mid-level clouds, and then this box is the high-level clouds. Think high cirrus clouds, those thin wispy clouds. Those would appear mostly in this box up here, and then in the lower corner, right-hand corner of the screen, that would be total cloud cover. So this is first thing Monday morning, and with those showers around, it's no surprise that we would have a fair amount of cloud cover at that point. But let's fast forward into the afternoon. Here's 2 o'clock Monday afternoon. At that point, mid-level cloudiness should be at a minimum. We should be drying things out at the mid-levels. The high-level cloudiness should also start thinning out. I think we'll be left with some moisture in the lower levels of the atmosphere. And what that will mean is I think we'll have a decent amount of cumulus clouds around, bubbly cumulus clouds, and it's going to be a little bit of, kind of luck of the draw as far as how thick these will be at exactly eclipse time, 2, 3 o'clock or so. So that's kind of what I envision the sky looking like by Monday afternoon. A field of cumulus clouds, not a whole lot in the way of thick, like low-level stratus clouds, things like that. I think our cirrus deck will start to thin before the eclipse, so we're going to be left with just enough moisture in the low levels that we'll see those bubbly cumulus clouds. If there aren't many of them, it'll be pretty nice. If we get a decent field of those cumulus clouds, maybe kind of annoyingly cloudy at times in the afternoon. And if we had to put percentages on the overall coverage of the sky by clouds, and here's the path of totality in this kind of red area right here. The highest percentage of cloud cover likely to be around and east of I-77, so from Canton and Akron and Cleveland on east, through Trumbull County, Ashtabula County, Lake Geauga, and then up into northwest PA. That's where the cloud cover is likely to be a little bit higher. Now, the cloud cover should be lower the farther west in the path of totality you go. So if I were going to travel somewhere in Ohio on Monday for the optimal conditions for the eclipse, if that would be a possibility, I would probably go out here. Findlay, Lima, down towards Dayton, places like that. I think cloud cover would be at a minimum in those locations. All right, path of totality. I've posted a lot of maps over the last couple of days, and it's led to a lot of questions on Facebook. What about this town? What about this town? What about this town? And people just need to understand that we can't list or show graphically even every single location. And I've even gotten a lot of questions about locations that we have shown on the maps and on the graphics. So we're going to go through these maps real quickly. This is a real close-up view of the path of totality and the edge, because that's where things are most questionable, right along the edge of totality. So the darker areas on the maps, that is the area of totality. That's where the moon will cover the sun's face 100%. Now, on the southern edges of this, totality will only last 20 to 30 seconds or so. As you go northward, deeper into that shaded area, into the path of totality, the time that you're in totality where you can take off the eclipse glasses and enjoy the show, that gets, up to a couple of minutes or even 3 minutes the farther north you go. So this is in northwestern Mahoning County, southwestern Trumbull as well. Up here is I-76. Craig Beach, Lake Milton, you're in totality, but you go southward towards Berlin, and in the heart of Berlin Center, right along 224 and 534, you're not quite in totality there. You just have to go a mile or two to the north to find yourself in totality. So that's kind of northwestern Mahoning County. Let's head off to the east, and I got a lot of questions about this zone, the southern edge of this zone around Austintown, Mineral Ridge, Girard, places like that. So the heart of Austintown, right around Route 11 and Mahoney Avenue, places like that, you're not in totality there. You got to go up Route 11 a few miles and even, north of Interstate 80 to find yourself in totality up towards Mineral Ridge. Head northward on 46 as well, and you'll find yourself in totality as you cross over into Trumbull County. You're not in totality as you go over towards Youngstown for sure. Girard, right on the line. Parts of Girard, yes, barely in totality. Parts of Girard, just barely out of totality. Same idea over towards Churchill. And North Jackson, yes, you're in totality in most of the North Jackson area, but it's going to be brief. So, your best bet, if you're capable on Monday, if you're one of these edge cases on Monday, your best bet is to hop in the car and just drive a few miles. You don't have to go way, way far north. But if you're kind of on this edge, if you're around Austintown, places like this that are right on the edge, and you're capable of doing it, just take a little jog to the north, and you'll find yourself in a better position. This is over towards the state line, so the heart of Sharon, not in totality, but just to the north. Yes, and Sharpsville, same idea. Parts of the Sharpsville area in totality, some not. Farrell, no. Masury, most of it, no, but just off to the north. Brookfield, Yankee Lake, yes, this is Route 7 right here. Vienna over towards the airport, yes, totality over there. And then finally, we'll finish up over into Mercer County. So a good place to be would be Greenville, over towards Hadley, and over towards Sandy Creek as well. But then you go down towards Fredonia, not quite. Totality is just north of Fredonia. Hamburg, places like that. Transfer, yes, you're in totality in a couple of those spots as well. So, if you've been following my coverage over the last several days, I've been talking about how there's a big difference between being in totality and not. If you're not in totality, most of the area, if you're not in totality, is going to be in about 98 to 99, even 99.5% totality. That's really cool. It'll get dim outside. It'll be noticeable. It'll be very interesting, but it's not the same as being in 100% totality. So this is kind of a simulation of what it'll look like up near the sun as the moon covers up the sun in the 99% totality area. There's a little sliver of sunlight there, and that'll be just enough to make it not really, really dark outside, even in 99% totality. But in 100% totality, the sun gets completely covered. You'll be able to see a lot of the outer atmosphere, if you will, of the sun. It'll get dark enough to see planets, and it's just a really different experience. So I would encourage everyone, if you're capable, if you're not stuck at work and you have the ability to drive and go into the path of totality, I would recommend doing so if you still have not made plans on Monday. The only time you can take off your eclipse glasses if you're going to be looking up at the sun is during totality. If you're in that path, whenever you're in totality, you can take the glasses off. Otherwise, everybody needs to have their glasses on if you're going to be looking up at the sun. Now, if you're just going to be going about your day and not looking up at the sun, then don't worry about it. Don't wear your glasses. But if you plan on checking this out, as a lot of us do, make sure you protect your eyes. I'll have another update on Sunday as far as what we expect weather-wise and much, much more. So look for that. In the meantime, enjoy the rest of this kind of cloudy and kind of chilly Saturday.